What's up, guys? We should be live here any second. Let's see if I can get a link to the stream. What's going on, guys? Comment if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. Let me check my OBS here. Everything looks like it's running just fine. I'm going to run through a lot of charts today. I've got several in my Discord that are just publicly available. For the most part, these are high time frame charts I'm covering. I've got at least one chart request that I'm going to go over. So still expecting the same thing. I drew this back here, so we got the pullback I was expecting. Tested this high perfectly. I think we break through, and I'm going to be looking for a retest of this high for a larger move to the upside. Feel free to comment if you have any chart requests. A lot of them I'm going to go through anyway. Just pulling them up from the Discord. All of these charts that I'm covering, unless there are specific requests, you can just go to my Discord and literally get this link and scroll around my chart. Low time frame is kind of unclear. I don't have much drawn in this one. But we had a perfect retest here. I don't really think that we're coming back down yet. Honestly, if anything, we're going to just chop around in here before a larger move down and then come back. It wouldn't take this long. My drawing's messy, sorry. Essentially, probably like this. Range for a while, come out of that range, come back down before a larger move up. Bitcoin, let's run through a few Bitcoin charts. The market cap should look pretty awesome. Let's start with the market cap. I don't want to leave that. Oh God, this looks so bullish right now. This is a 3-day chart. This is crazy. Yeah, I just don't think it's done yet. And it looks like it's moving up right now. We're breaking out of what's been a resistance for a while. So market cap, of course, is price times supply. So there's more supply now than there was back here. So we don't have to have as high of a price to have a higher market cap because there's more supply. So it looks to me like we could move up further before a larger pullback here. I barely looked at the charts at all, so I have to catch up with some of what's going on. But I got my sync installed. I got a motion censored sync on Black Friday sale because our old one, the flow was just too slow, and they didn't have a way to increase the flow. They prevent you from removing that. So previously I showed like 22,000 as a potential high. I don't know if we're breaking out yet, but I like a retest of this. A lot of people have talked about retesting the 12K type area. I just don't know if we go that low. We might get some wicks down there. But the higher we move up here, the less likely it is that our wicks are to the downside that far. And 12K is pretty far. When you turn log off, with log on, it looks possible. But with log off, that is quite a dip, even from current price. So it kind of seems unlikely to me. But I don't really think we're done here. Let me pull up my 4-hour chart. Yeah, this looks incredibly bullish to me right now. Just at a glance here. So we had a correction, right? Corrected down. But then we had an impulse up, and we've just been correcting behind that. And it looks to me like this could be complete. Perhaps we come up like this and then go. But honestly, I think we may just be done and we're heading up. This is deep enough for me to consider it a completed correction. And I like corrections to take time as well. But if we're measuring, first of all, we're in an impulse. We're in a massive impulse, right? So a correction is not going to take so much time until we start correcting that entire impulse. But if we measure the time of this move up versus this correction, it looks like they're about the same. And typically that's what we see within an impulse, is it takes about the same amount of time. Looking at almost 4 days versus 4 days and 12 hours. So yeah, this could very well be complete, and we're heading up here. I'm not positioned for that, so I'll probably need to look at some entries on lower time frames. The 1 hour did flip back positive here. Still possible it could come down one more time. If we flip to red and then back to blue, that would be a strong long. I don't know if we're lucky enough to get that, but definitely if we get a red flip and then flip back positive, that's a really strong signal this late in the game. Take all that off, put it back in 4 hour. This really wasn't a higher low, it ended up being broken. This is currently the higher low because it did make a higher high here. But you can see we've got all these higher lows through this whole thing. Now that we're up here, there is just a lot more volatility, a lot more possibility that once we make a high, it gets rejected harder. So just be careful with all that. This is FTX. So can't go back too far. But looking here, if this whole thing is a continuation pattern, which I think it is, I think this is a large flat, and we had an impulse up. Let's turn the log back on real quick. We had an impulse up right here that really isn't larger, that is still larger than this move here. So let me pull a fib extension, trend-based fib extension. We got to make sure it's on log as well. We're going to pull that low to this high. And then we're going to pull it from the start of the new impulse. A 1-to-1 target on log scale only, not talking about linear arithmetic. A 1-to-1 target of this impulse here is all the way up here at 26,000. That's a pretty massive move still. Our uptrend is really here now. And this has its own uptrend. I don't want to break the trend line right here. So grabbing pretty much this low or this low, and then this, the higher low. If we break that, then we could very well be complete with this move. But right now, it just looks like we're going to soar again soon. I want to take a look at DXY next, so I'm skipping some cryptos. But I want to look at the DXY chart real quick. We'll start with the 8-hour. Stream has my internet running a little slow here. DXY starting to bounce a little bit on the 8-hour. Nothing significant. It's closed right now. It won't open until tomorrow evening. Well, for me, tomorrow evening, about 28 hours or so from now. But this has just been a straight downtrend all year. Now that we've confirmed this as a new low, right? We broke this lower low. We can move our downtrend over, and our downtrend looks like this. Now there's a lower time frame downtrend as well. If we recovered this line here, that's probably bullish. Bears don't want to trade above this. So my squiggly was just too extended in time. We did test this level. We fell below, we tested and fell back again. If we go to a higher time frame, I think the next time frame I have is a weekly chart. Let me pull up my monthly chart as well so that it's loading while we're doing this. But yeah, this just does not look healthy at all. I really don't see any strength here yet. At some point in time, we're going to have to correct this, right? But I don't know if it happens here or not. I just know that there's some price action here that maybe provides a bounce. So I'd still kind of have to watch the low time frames. It's possible that this squiggly is already starting and it's more like this, right? And we correct in here, kind of under this before continuation down. But I'm really bearish. I'm exceptionally bearish on the dollar overall, which makes it easy to be bullish on crypto for quite some time. But if we're talking about a multi-year correction, we'd really have to wait for this part before the largest moves, which would start sometime mid next year. So I'm kind of expecting us to continue down on DXY for now before DXY forces all the markets to correct. In monthly, the whole thing's just a giant downtrend, and that's intentional. They're intentionally deflating the US dollar. So this is just that same squiggly I've drawn over there. But you see, if we lose this level, there's not much. There's no real price action until down here. So it's possible we lose the level now and then consolidate right underneath here with the issue with the inability to recover this level and then continue down. But like, this is a 15-year plan. If you've got your money in the savings account sitting in the dollar and you're losing 30-40%, it's not a good thing. So I'm very much of the mind to get your money invested somewhere, even if it's not Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. How long do I think it takes for alts to hit their previous all-time highs after Bitcoin makes a new all-time high? So that really varies by alt, by which one. This looks bullish right now. I like this. I think our bottom's in on the lower time frames, guys. I think we're getting ready to move back up. But some of these alts, I don't know if they ever reach their all-time highs. One like BCH, it's a shield coin. They want to pump this coin, so it's probably going to reach its all-time highs. But I think it's a multi-year thing for the most part. We'll go ahead and jump over to the ETH chart in just a minute. But I think BCH is probably about to impulse up and catch some people off guard. I don't think it's going to go straight to all-time high. I think it's going to have a larger consolidation. And then let me pull up the market cap chart again. So this is the Bitcoin market cap chart one more time. So I think it makes a large continuation pattern here, right? So when it's making a continuation pattern here, I think some alts are just going to run during this move up. This is going to be a choppy move from Bitcoin, but primarily upside. This move down will be faster, and then we'll have primarily upside for a few months. During that time, I think a lot of alts will just run. What I showed on BCH here is maybe it doesn't just run, maybe it does have an uptrend, but it's very possible that it doesn't, because this was our long accumulation. So it could just go like this, pull back on that first pullback, and then run again. So my direct answer is not very good, but I think alts have some time, but I'm buying the pullbacks, and if it takes 2 years for them to reach all-time high, I don't care. I want to trade a multi-year uptrend. That's it. Yeah, something like BCH definitely has a community. XRP, I mean, you saw what XRP did. And it's nowhere near all-time high yet. It's not even close. I think I only have a XRP market cap chart in my Discord. But XRP just had a massive move up, and it's still another 400% before it reaches all-time high. So this is the market cap. Again, the market cap is going to be a little higher because there's more supply now. But I think it's going to go again from somewhere over here, maybe even from now. And then we have a longer term correction. And I don't want to trade these. Like, I want to move on to coins that are still in here, while a chart like XRP has a larger consolidation. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it just runs, but it seems unlikely that it can run to all-time highs without having at least one more correction of this size. And you can look at the Bitcoin chart and see, so we had a correction here. It really wasn't the same size. So it's ran all-time highs with only one correction of this size. So it's possible that we can do that on some of these coins. Ancient 800 first or 600 before that massive consolidation on BCH he's talking about. I think definitely 600. I don't see any reason we wouldn't go to 600. Now, I'm a big fan of drawing charts like this. You have an impulse down, and there's a low there. So my box is a little lower, but for me, this is a flat continuation pattern. So really the impulse was here, and my resistance box should probably be up here. At some point, we're going to test this resistance box, and we may see a pullback from it. And that pullback is a definite buy for me. If we look at charts like the AV chart, let me go back to that one. I know I closed it out already. This chart just gives you so much history of reversing a downtrend and how it tests those levels. So you can see here there's an impulse. We never really quite tested that one. We tested the next one right here, right? So the way that I had the BCH chart drawn the first time with the resistance a little lower is it actually played out a little bit better on this chart, because you got to move down here. Even though this is probably a flat continuation pattern right here, when we came up, we tested this level, we rejected, and then we had the massive move up. I think we could see something similar on some of these charts where they come up to this first resistance zone, they pull back, and then you really want to buy for a larger move to the upside. Verge, you don't expect it to hit all-time high, and it's 99% down. You know, yeah, Noza, you missed everything. We're actually almost done here, buddy. Verge, it could hit all-time high. Verge is crazy. A lot of these coins, they could go just absolutely insane again. When will it happen? I think it'll happen when Bitcoin's at 100K. I don't think it'll happen when Bitcoin's testing just 25K. I think it'll happen after Bitcoin gets rejected from ridiculous levels, 100, 250, 300K. I haven't looked at Verge in a very long time. Let me see if I can just have another chart here. Oh, I don't. Let me just grab a new one. God, that looks so pretty. Yeah. This is still the same chart that we're looking at on these other coins. It's just further behind, and it's in reversing its uptrend or its downtrend. So for me, right now, it's testing this level here, right? As crazy as it is, I think this thing is eventually going to go like this. And there is a beautiful flat right there. So they're just behind schedule, but I think they're doing the same thing. This is all the opportunity we have in the space right now. There's a ton of money to be made in crypto in the next 2 years, in my opinion. No, I'm not looking at Tulip. Somebody get this troll out of here. Comp and Monero. So comp looks pretty good. I don't know if you guys follow Rect Proof on Twitter. He has a bullish comp chart, and I did not get in it, but I think it looks pretty good. I also don't have a Monero chart in my Discord. I want to look at XLM real quick. XLM is one that I caught a really good move on. Solid 100% move on this one. I think it's going to continue up soon too. So I caught this move from down here somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. But primarily, this is what I'm watching. And you guys know I don't really count 5 counts too often. But I think it's very possible that we have one more correction somewhere before a lot of these reach all-time high. But probably another impulse out before this move here is complete. Will Tezos ever pump? I sure hope so. Reversing a downtrend is just, it takes a long time. So I think this thing's going to pump hard, and I think it's probably bottomed right now. I find it highly unlikely that we break this low again, right? So over here, we've got some kind of base going in. It could take a while. But at some point, this thing's going back up. This is a massive flat continuation pattern. Let's compare it to Link. You guys have probably seen my Link comparison. If you're on the stream, you've probably followed me for a while and seen a lot of these charts. But if we compare this structure here to Link, Link had this same thing on high time frame before an absolutely massive move up. Had this massive flat, and then it consolidated right here before it started that next move up. So XTZ, pretty much the same. Right in here, we're somewhere in this correction before moving up again. So it probably moves up from current price and pulls back and then goes. It's doing essentially what I thought it would. I thought it would test this level up here, consolidate a little bit. This was deeper than I expected, but whatever, it doesn't matter. XDZ, I just have some spot right now. I'm not in any leverage position or anything, but I do think this is going up hard. Log versus linear. I switch back and forth pretty often. The issue is particularly in crypto, we have coins that have gone from 50 cents to $15, right? And I'm not exaggerating here. This was 20 cents earlier this year and ran up to 15.80. So December, January, as late as March, this was trading at 20 cents. and ran up to $15. So it's a lot harder to move from 20 cents to $1 than it is to move from $10 to $15. So $10 to $15 is a 33% move versus 20 cents to $1 is a 5x, right? So log helps you capture that difference, because if you look at it like this, it's like that move was nothing. The high here was 84 cents, right? And coming from a 20-cent low. And it looks like absolutely nothing, even though it was a 4x. So I can't chart anything on this. This doesn't help me. But if I look at the log chart, it helps you visualize the differences better, the moves better. Does that kind of answer your question? I mostly use log on high time frame because of these price differences. If I'm analyzing just this move here, although it's still a pretty large move, I can get a little better picture of it most of the time without log on. See, I just prefer it like this. Litecoin, I'm bullish on Litecoin. I'm bullish on everything, guys. So the main purpose, I got to run through my charts. I haven't done that in a few days. I've been running all over the place. So while I pull up some of my charts, make sure we're still on track for what I was expecting, I just figured I'd do a live stream, and we got some people in here asking questions, so I like answering questions. But I'm bullish on the whole market, and I just wanted to make sure that hasn't changed. It hasn't. It looks good. I think this is it. I think this was our only test to buy in at low prices, and I think we're probably heading to $150 soon. We might chop around in here a little more. If we get further pullbacks, if we pull back to $70 again, buy it. The lower time frames are unclear to me. I think we could do this. I think we could do this. There's a lot of different things on lower time frames that I think could happen, but the big picture remains the same. And what I think is more likely is that we don't pull back any further than we already have, and this low is in, and we start working, we start grinding towards the upside, simply because of the bullish nature of the market. We're consolidating right at this previous lower high. I do see this whole thing as some large correction. And that's something we were looking at on the Bitcoin chart as well. So through this, we really haven't had a correction yet, right? It's just one straight move up coming out of this larger correction. But this down here, we've got some sideways grinding right in here. So do we need to do that again at some point? Have we already started that? It's very possible that we have before we get another move up to, say, 26 grand. And I am not trading the low time frames at all. I just don't find it worth my time. I think we might chop around on low time frames. I don't like trading chop. Real estate is still busy for me. So why bother messing with the low time frames when our large high time frame trend is up and you can make more money holding right now? I got into new in Coinbase. Comment if you got into new. I posted it on Twitter because somebody in our Discord had brought it up. It got listed on Coinbase before any other exchange. I bought some on Uniswap after the announcement that it was going to be listed. I got in after a pump, and I got in at 14 cents, and it's at 32 cents right now. these are opportunities that are out there. I can't go degenerate on here on this. I'm not sitting on millions of dollars, so it's not like I came into this with $100,000 and I'm sitting up 100%. Bought a little bit and I still have it, and it's up 3x. It was as almost as high as 42 cents. So at the peak, I was almost up 3x. But there's a lot of opportunities like this, and I would definitely recommend watching Coinbase. If you see a listing on Coinbase and I haven't mentioned it, tag me, let me know. But particularly this, Coinbase doesn't just list crap. So when they said, hey, we're going to list this, and I look around, it's not on any exchange except for Uniswap, that's bullish. This still has to be listed on other exchanges as well. And then Noza was like, hey, I didn't know that that had been released yet. I can't remember what it's actually called. New Cipher. He said New Cipher is out. I didn't know they had released a coin. And he said they had a fundraiser of like 125 million coins, or 125 USD. The caps lock is on. Got it. But its market cap, it's already 108 on the list here. Its market cap at the time was only 25 million. It's got to be worth at least 125 million if they were able to raise that. So I actually could have gotten a little better entry waiting for pullback. Let's look at some DeFi coins. MTA is one that I was really bullish on, and it kind of let me down. This thing's probably going to run. It's already at 1.15. What else can I pull up? See, I just don't like it yet. I want to see these levels hold. Maybe, like if this is able to hold in here and turn momentum positive again, then I'll get in for a larger move to the upside. I'm just not ready yet. I need to see that uptrend start. Oops, I hate that. I want to play MTA, but I just can't yet. Honestly, it might make a big running flat right here. So we would see a move up, rejection, and then go. That I would be interested in for sure. I really only trade USD charts. I don't have a goal to make Bitcoin. My goal is to make US dollar. FTX pays your profits into the dollar. And that's my goal of having a high US dollar portfolio. Yes, I'm bearish on the dollar long term, so I don't really leave it sitting in the dollar necessarily. But I typically take my profits into the dollar from each trade and then reassess what I want to do with it. I kind of want to know, hey, is this bullish versus Bitcoin? But I know that at some point, all of these charts are going to reverse their Bitcoin downtrends as well. And I trust that that's going to happen, whether it's right now or in the future. And I said I was going to look at ETH earlier. I never did. But like ETH Bitcoin is already in the process of reversing that downtrend. It's already started an uptrend. And these other charts are going to start that as well. Yeah, this thing's about to run hard. So I would recommend getting some exposure to Ethereum. I need to look at the ETH USD chart, but I trust that every chart is going to look like this against Bitcoin soon. So I'm playing alts versus USD with it in mind that I think they're going to have a Bitcoin uptrend as well. But I don't, once I stop charting everything, once I stop charting both Bitcoin and US dollar, I started making more money. I only focus on making US dollar. I don't have to have my equity, my own equity on an exchange does not have to be held in Bitcoin. It can be held in US dollar. It can be held in Serum. It can be held in FTT, the FTX exchange coin. I much prefer that than being on BitMEX or something where I have to hold my equity in Bitcoin. I just have better control about it, and I don't have to worry about multiple charts to manage my funds. I'm going to look at the ETH 8-hour real quick. Let's leave that one up. Yeah, so I had two possible outcomes here, and we just really did not do this at all, huh? So here's the thing. I think Ethereum could run to 700 plus. Let me turn the log on here. Gosh, it could even go higher than that, and it probably will. I think Ethereum comes up to like 800-ish. And then we still have a rejection down. So if you don't know, this is a Elliott wave pattern. It's a flat, but most people who are hardcore Elliott wave traders would say, well, that's not valid. This is an invalid Elliott. That's an invalid flat. That's not a flat. But I can show you many, many examples of these running flats, particularly in the crypto market, that look like this. Even this right here was flat, right? You've got an A, B, C to make B, A, B, C before continuing up. Here we've got another one. And in crypto, they really like to break the high. They come down, they break the high, and then they retest that top. Same thing here, it retested this high before taking off. As the trend gets stronger, it's less likely that we reach that high. So this could go so high that it isn't able to pull back to this previous high. You would still want to be buying back in somewhere in here. Say you take your profits at 800, buy back in at 580s. That's a pretty darn good way to maximize your money. And this looks likely to me. I think we just move up from here. I think this low time frame piece is probably done. Where does this line come from? Let's go out to a weekly chart. So we had to move down here, and then we retested this level. So this line is just from that. So I think we could test like 805 to 840 even before a pullback. And I agree with DeFi kind of being in its own cycle, which is actually a good thing. Yeah, nice, man. I'll look at silver here in just a minute. I was going to. You think serum is reversing to the downside or to the upside, Ancient? $900 is very possible on ETH. I could see that as well, especially in the current market conditions. Don't rule out any kind of crazy moves in this market. Serum. Yes, I want to leave that. Yeah, I think serum is reversing to the upside as well. Yeah, this looks good. I strongly believe that the low is in here. I don't think we retest this low. And it seems likely that this is a correction, or maybe this whole piece. But again, we're just reversing this downtrend, makes it kind of tough. So really my next stop is around 1.6 to 1.9 before a pullback. And perhaps we retest this high at 135 once we pull back. And then we really take off. So that would suggest a massive flat here, right? Before upside. I'm okay with that. That's not an issue for me. I'm going to jump on the silver chart. I have two silver charts in the Discord. One is the really high time frame chart. Let's start with that one. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many people talking about crypto either, Kyle. I did have one friend. God, I'm so pissed actually. Let me pull my XRP chart back up. Well, I'll just pull it up on here. I had a normie friend message me down here. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but somewhere down here, right? She messaged me and says, I saw on TikTok that that Ripple has a partnership with Apple. Is it going to go up? I literally told her, look, it's probably going to go up, but there's no partnership with Apple, and Ripple is crap. But it's probably going to go up. I'm just not going to buy it right now. And then it literally ran this whole way. And I don't know if she bought it or not. If she did, I don't think she held it for most of this, because she was pretty. She saw this move afterwards after I sent a picture of it, and she was like, "When did that happen?" So I don't think she got it either. But yeah, I'm not having too many people that are asking me about buying coins. She's the only one. I had somebody that was like, "Hey, I saw." He knows I trade Bitcoin. And he says, "Hey, I saw Bitcoin's at near all-time high." I was like, "Yeah, it's great," but he's not looking to invest. Nobody's FOMOing in yet. I think we're still early in this stage. So this is silver. To me, this is very much like crypto, right? But look, this is 1980. 1980 to 2011. So the same cycle here that took 31 years has taken us less than 3. Now, I'm hoping we don't break all-time high and then pull back all this way like silver did. But this is a possibility that we should probably keep in mind. I thought silver might pull back a little further. And then Crypto Mikey, Crypto CX1 on Twitter, he posted this long with a really tight stop loss here. is literally something like this. Like he caught the bottom. Some crap like this with a really tight stop loss and just showing all the way up. It's possible that we do just continue up and this is done. And I think silver moves pretty quickly once that starts. I think we're going to see an impulse right back to the top, because it has lagged gold. Gold has already tagged this high again. And I think silver is going to do the same. All this, my bullishness on all these other assets is one reason it's easy for me to be bearish on the dollar. So I thought we could roll over one more time, but you see we're recovering this low and momentum is positive. So it's very possible I'm wrong. If it comes up and tests this resistance zone, then for me, any pullback is a buy signal. Gold's pretty much the same. I actually think gold's going to go up again too. And it's interesting because gold, people compare gold to Bitcoin and silver to Ethereum, and they actually do have some similarities on the chart where silver has not ran back to the highs yet, but Bitcoin's already right there. Well, gold's done the same thing. It already ran back to the high. It's corrected from that high. So this is the gold chart I've had for a while. And this looks like it's done. Momentum's flipping blue here. Any pullback into 1805 is probably a buy. This is most likely an ABC, and we're done heading up. But you see it broke the all-time high and pulled back. So this could take a while. It's very possible we do one of two things here. Well, one of three. It could just continue up. It could take a long time to form some kind of like almost a cup essentially, or it makes a flat like this and then it continues to the upside. This is what I would prefer to see, and it fits the silver narrative pretty well, where silver will just run up while gold is chopping to its all-time high again. Okay, I still haven't looked at XMR, so let's do that. I'm not gonna save most of these. And we'll start at the 3-day. Yeah, oh my God, this looks great. This is gonna run hard, guys. This is gonna run really hard. It's possible that we do this. Hold on, let me draw a couple lines. Let me get some lines on here before I start talking. So look, I'm catching this low right here, right? We also wicked through it there. And then when we bounced up, we saw rejection right in here-ish. And then we've got all-time high back here. Well, now I have to turn off my candle bodies, the borders, and I got to make the wicks black. So it's possible that Monero comes up like this and sees rejection. Makes a flat here. The main reason I would say that's unlikely is because this is probably a flat, right? We probably have a flat corrective pattern in already where we tested this high, pretty much. If we take it from here, we tested this high, and we're probably heading up to like 300. That's a 100% move, guys. I think this happens in the next week, honestly. I doubt that XMR retraces to 80 to 90. This looks incredibly bullish to me, where we've had this consolidation right here under this resistance, right? We've got a resistance right here that's very clear. We've been consolidating under it, and now we've got a 3-day chart with a nice candle coming up. As long as this candle continues, I think we just move up. If we move up into resistance and pull back, then that's a buy. Right in here would be a buy. Any kind of retests of these candle bodies would be a buy. Notice it says 177. Yeah, I would say that's my minimum. 177 is my minimum. I don't think it pulls back from current price. Now look, you can go down to a low time frame and say you're talking about 135 keeps getting rejected. Yeah, you're right. But look, this is a flat, right? We got rejected here a couple times. But this looks like a running flat. This looks like a completed continuation pattern for more upside. Now we could come up and retest that level like this, or even come down a little lower. But this looks to me like this is likely a completed flat for upside. And I think that's most of the market. Obviously my charts get messy while I'm just freehanding them here. I got to clean them up a lot before I post them on Twitter. What was the other one you asked about, Ancient? You said XMR and you said something else. I'm looking for it in the chat. Oh, I still don't see that other request. Maybe they're not letting me scroll back. Range high on high time frame XMR is 335. I'm assuming I'm missing some chart history here. Charts. Yeah, you get 115 unless Bitcoin corrects deeper. Yeah, I'm just leaning towards Bitcoin being done with the correction. A lot of people did call for the further correction, and I think it's possible. I think it'd be silly to say it's not possible that we do it now. But just looking around in the market, everything looks bullish to me. Little narrow, high time frame, weekly chart. I don't really see why you say 335, Noza. Not for a range. I mean, maybe here. I guess you're talking about, no, it's not 335. Like right in here, maybe? So you're probably looking at these candles here, rejection here. Yeah, I can see that as a possibility. It's the yearly range low to range high. Yearly. Let's go to a monthly. So you're saying that the yearly candle closed under this 335. I gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, I think we're going to test that too. Maybe not immediately, but it makes sense. I doubt we get any kind of pullback here. I think the first pullback we get will be after breaking this 160 level. So we come up above it and then pull back and then continue up. I'm not very good at timing moves. So y'all asked earlier, when I think it'll happen. I get into trades. I got into a trade on a 5-minute chart one time. I was like, okay, this is going to pull back. I'm going to short. This was just recently. I do this all the time. But in particular this time, I shorted on a 5-minute chart. And I was in that trade for 4 weeks. So I just quit trading the 5-minute charts. I trade 1 hour. I trade the 4-hour daily. And I let it stay. I let the trade run until I'm not making money on it anymore. So Sol is one I was bullish on. And I still am bullish on Sol. But let's pull up on CoinGecko real quick. The current circulating supply is 46 million. They have a release on their website that says that in January, 400 something million coins will be available, will be unlocked. Could Sol come up now? Yeah, I think so. It makes sense for this to be the low. Could Sol come up? Definitely. But in January, when 10 times the number of coins are unlocked, I can't imagine that the price keeps going up. We'd have to dump if the circulating supply increases by literally 10x from the current circulating supply, the market cap 10x's. That doesn't make any sense. You're talking about going from 100 million to $1 billion just with a token unlock. So I haven't really been playing Sol as much these last few days. DOT is a very similar chart, and they are both blockchains that you can build on. So I like Sol. Serum runs on Sol. SBF Alameda, bullish on Serum. I mean, he's all involved in the Serum project. So I like Sol for that. But with that unlock, I really can't play it anymore. Yeah, look at this. DOT looks great right now. This is exactly what I want to see on DOT. Let's put it here even. So we got rejected here, rejected here, jumped to the level, came back below, faked out below it. Now we've tested that level. I think this level here holds on dot. You could have something like this, just targeting all-time highs, and you've got a 5-to-1 trade. What I would probably do personally, I'll wait for 4-hour momentum to turn positive. Even 1-hour momentum. Right now they're both red. So once these turn positive, I'll get an entry with a tighter stop loss. Serum over Sol, yeah, no question. So pretty much I'm saying I'm trading DOT and I'm trading Serum. I'm bullish on both. I'm just not trading the Sol protocol anymore until after that January unlock. Even though I'm bullish on Sol market cap, I think the Sol market cap is going to go up. If there's 10 times as many coins, then price could go down and market cap still go up. So I'm going to wait for that. That's the case of I'm all about trading the chart, but there's information outside that I wouldn't have had without somebody else telling me that fundamentally affects the chart directly. $12 to $9 is dot good deal. Yeah, I mean, I think again, there's still questions on the low time frame. This looks like it could come down right now. It kind of looks like it's rolling over here. I thought I had a drawing tool on. It kind of looks like it's rolling down here. So it's possible that it comes down, but we've got a point of control right here that will most likely hold. That's a 14% move down. So for me, I just wait for the confirmation of the MACD crossing. And when I say MACD, I don't watch the traditional MACD. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. There's 3 different parts of the MACD, right? So this orange line is the signal line. This is actually just a moving average of this blue line. When the blue line crosses under the moving average of the blue line, then that's a quote-unquote bear signal. Well, I don't use the moving average there, so I turn the signal off. The histogram, honestly, I'm not exactly sure. I thought it was the difference between these. Yeah, it is. So when blue is under orange, the histogram is down. When blue is above orange, the histogram is up. I just told you I don't use the orange line. So why would I use the histogram? I only used MACD line. And this is the same thing as doing this. Wow, why can I not select my EMA? Is this for real? Weren't those the built-in EMAs? No, that was not built-in. My bad. It's a terrible indicator. No reason you would need that. I only got one. So if I have a 12 in 26 EMA. Let's make one red. This is the same thing as MACD. So when the 12 crosses under the 26, momentum is down. When the 12 crosses over the 26, momentum is up. Now you can't really use this for entries because it lags so much, right? Like we already moved down before you get across. But what you can use it for is dividing waves, seeing, okay, momentum is positive now, so on a pullback, I'll be bullish. And especially once a trend starts to the upside, you can buy the flips back and expect the move to be larger. So if the 4-hour trend, if the 4-hour crosses bullish, then a move to the upside will likely be larger than these previous moves. So trend continuation is great with EMA crosses, but these aren't optimized for buy-sell signals. You have to pay for MACD Plus. No, I made that one public. This is my indicator, and it's got where you can plot those MACD EMAs, right? So this, what I added, I could have just turned on right there, but I wanted to show you guys what it actually is. I just use the bar fill to see so that I can see momentum this way. You can also use the price line in Wix. If you just want to look at a line chart, let me turn off the EMAs again. I don't want to see the EMAs. So you can look at a line chart with this. And then I did the Wix as just a shaded area in the back. The issue with a line, like I can just use a line chart, but even when I have an indicator on, the line is solid everywhere. So I wanted to be able to use a line chart and also see momentum, so I built my own. You also don't have the wicks at all represented on a line chart. So no, that's free. You should be able to just search MACD Plus to find that. I've never actually looked. I would assume it'll come up easy for me since I have it saved. But you could go to my Discord. I have a link to it in my Discord. I'm pretty sure it's a public script. Now you got me wondering. Okay, you found it on my username. That's perfect. Turn the line back off. All right, guys, what other charts you got? What other charts do you want to see? I showed you bullish on Bitcoin, bearish on dollar. TradingView is weird, especially with indicators. They've deleted a ton of my indicators. If you do one little thing wrong, they'll just delete your indicator. And when I say wrong, it's like you have to publish an indicator with a description. If they decide that the description is not thorough enough, they'll delete it. If they decide that your description is thorough enough, but you didn't tell people how to get access to it, then they'll delete it. Okay, what if I didn't want people to access my script? It's pretty stupid. What's Sushi been doing? Sushi was incredibly bullish for a while. Is it still looking good? Yeah, actually, Sushi got my retest here that I was looking for. It may not be quite done though. So this is old, right? I had this a long time ago. We can go ahead and take that off. See you later, Ancient. Elon, I'll take a look at S and X here in just a minute. It's not a chart I'm familiar with, so just heads up on that. I've heard things about it, but I haven't gotten in. I'm not sure if this comes back down or not. If this comes down like this, then I wait for it to recover this line again, and then I get in. But I am pretty bullish on sushi overall. But sushi, like if I trade sushi and serum, they kind of do the same thing. So I don't know that there's necessarily a reason to trade both. They're both decentralized exchanges. And serum, I'm bullish on long term. So I'll probably focus there. SNX, USD. Yeah, not much on this chart, really. Let's go down a little lower time frame. This looks like a flat to me right here, which suggests this probably continues to the upside. But I don't have much chart history here. I do have a downtrend right here that's broken. Got consolidation above it. For me, that's bullish. This is like my exact system. Downtrend broken, consolidate, go up. But let's see if I can get a longer term chart. Next. So does the bar change color on MACD when it flips the zero line? Yeah, so anytime the 12 and 26 EMAs cross, the color of the bars change. On the MACD indicator, you only see one line, and that represents that MACD line represents the 12 and 26 crossing. So when it crosses under zero, that means the 12 EMA is below 26. So yes, anytime the MACD line crosses zero, that would be reflected in my candles. Yeah, so this is a longer term chart here. This looks much better. Let's see if I can put lock on. Man, I don't know crap about this project. I did not realize it had been trading so long. So the most bullish thing I could see right here, and it's kind of possible, even though this looks crazy. See, this is why Elliott waivers don't like me. Hold on, I'm going to show you. So what if this is a flat? What if this is a flat continuation pattern? This could very well be an A, B, C, for A, B, C, or W, X, Y. And this would be a massive impulse up. In fact, I need to figure out where synthetics is traded so that I can get some. I don't know if this is on FTX or not, but this looks exceptionally bullish to me. But Elliott Waves traders hate me because now you put this in linear and I'm calling this a flat and they freak out. There's like, that's not valid. I don't care if you think it's valid or not. I only care if it works. And this is going to make me a lot of money. This thing's going to run. SNX looks exceptionally bullish. No idea where this is trading. All right, guys, I think that's really all I had planned for the stream. I didn't make it through all my personal charts yet. So if you have other charts you want me to look at, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to jump off here in a few minutes. and buy some S and X, like a lot of it. There's exchanges. Markets, that's what I want. So I only have a little bit on Binance that I've been trading with. Theta, ELA. No problem, Kyle. It's been a long time since I've done a stream. I usually don't get too many people on my streams. I definitely haven't gotten this many comments before, so I appreciate you guys, asking questions. Most of my money trading is on FTX. They do have it a USD pair, which is usually their spot. I don't think it counts as collateral, but they have margin trading now. So it's probably available on the margin pairs. Yeah, so it's not on their list of collateral. Like I use Serum, I have spot Serum, I have spot FTT, and both count as collateral that I can open futures trades with. SNX, I can't do that, but that's probably where I will buy some since they do have margin available now. God, that looks really good, honestly. Theta ELA. I don't think I have charts pre-made on either one of those. This thing's really ran. It's impressive. So this is all a big base, right? And we had an impulse out of it, and then we started a correction. Again, this looks like it flat to me. Good God. Like this may have made me more bullish than I was before. This thing looks pretty solid for continuation to the upside. So if we're calling this base, right? This is a daily chart. You got this base here. You had a move down. You had a basing pattern. You had a move up. Now let's go to 4 hour. I've got a move down. I've got a basing pattern, and we should be moving up out of this. Pullbacks are for buying on Theta as well. Yeah, definitely throw a like on the video if you don't mind. Make sure you follow me here on YouTube. ELA. I think for the most part, I focus on trying to grow the Twitter account. I'm still not at 10,000. I was kind of an idiot a couple years ago. I met a lot of these guys, Ancient, Noza, a lot of these guys that are still around now. I met them when I was an admin for crypto currently. So ELA I won't be trading because it's only on Bittrex. But I had a Twitter account, crypto currently, on Twitter with like 7,000 followers. And I left the group. I decided, hey, I don't have time to run this group anymore. I was managing the back end, like all the memberships, as well as posting charts. So when I left, I said, hey, as goodwill, I'm going to give you guys this Twitter account because it's under crypto currently. It's not under Sean Nance. So I'll turn it over to you guys. But I turned it over with like 7,000 people. Now I started my account over. I'm at 8,000 or so followers. But had I added that to the 7,000 I had before, I would have a lot more followers. And it was kind of dumb of me to turn it over in hindsight. I still think it was probably the right thing to do, but they're not really active about using that account. So it's like, well, why did I give it to you if you're not really going to use it? So, oh well, it is what it is. ELA, this is kind of ugly. This is probably an accumulation area, though, so it could very well come down one more time. But I won't be trading this. If it swept these lows, that would be pretty bullish. But I don't see anything that says it's going up from right here. And I don't like these wicks much. Every time it's gone positive, it's had these weird wicks and gotten rejected back to the range lows. But this is probably an area of accumulation for sure. What is Sliver TV? No idea what Sliver TV is, Noza. Yeah, Xverge probably is better than it needs to be. YFI. Let me pull up my YFI chart real quick. Oh, Theta actually has something going. You know, here's the thing, guys. I think all of these coins are going up. I'm bullish on crypto in the next 2 years. But I think projects that people already use are likely to grow more than other projects. And there's going to be a point where it doesn't matter. There's going to be a point where everybody just buys everything and it just goes up. But you look at AAVE, AAVE, people use it. It's a lending platform. People use FTX. People use Serum. They trade on Serum. They trade on SushiSwap. They trade on Uniswap. So for me, I'm more bullish on projects that are actually being used than projects that just say that they have a purpose for trading. So YFI is kind of reversing here. I brought it up because my buddy posted in one of the Discords. I can't tell exactly what he's looking at here. It looks like he's looking at a high time frame YFI. I don't have enough chart history here. Nope, no idea what he's looking at. This is the chart he posted. So I saw a flat. I was like, hey, that does look bullish. But I don't know what time frame this is. Maybe it's a low time frame. Yeah, I think it might just be this. No, it's not that either. 32,000 down to 25,000. So that's from the high. No, it's not from there either. I have no idea what chart he's looking at. Yeah, I guess that is this, huh? Oh, he's even lower. Talking about this piece. Large flat here. So this is the system, guys. We've got a downtrend here, and it's breaking while momentum shifts to the positive side. So this looks pretty good. And we had a downtrend here that broke as momentum shifted to the positive side. So yeah, this looks pretty good. YFI, I don't even know what YFI does, but I know that this is an incredibly bullish project leading the DeFi marketplace. So what we could see here, in my opinion, flatception, where everything's a flat. We go up, we retest, right? And then we're going up again. Break the all-time high, sweep it, pull back, and you're looking for a move up and some consolidation right there. Here's a flat right here. So talking about the same thing. Here. And I can go back to Ethereum and Bitcoin previous charts and show you these all day. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm really going to be jumping off this time. But hit me up on Twitter, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Discord, too. If you're not in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. It is pinned on my Twitter, I think. Yeah, it's definitely pinned there.